So welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at a brand new game. It's hot off the presses from the Dietz Foundation. So this is 1979 Revolution in Iran by Dan Bullock. And if you've not played any of Dan Bullock's games, you probably need to take a look at this. Dan is an up-and-coming wargame designer. He's got a couple titles under his belt. We played No Motherland Without as a prototype a few years ago. There's a video of that. That was recently, within the last year or two, picked up by Compass Games and put out. We played kind of a pre-Compass version of that, and then it was very, very good and had a lot of new and interesting things in it. So he's a designer you want to kind of keep an eye out on. So this is 1979 Revolution in Iran. So the Dietz Foundation, if you've never heard of them, are a non-profit organization run by Jim Dietz, and all of the proceeds and profits go to teaching initiatives, scholarships, things like that. So not only do you get a cool war game, which we backed on Kickstarter, but you also get to help out, which is always nice to have those little feel-goods. So this is a two-player game, plays in about hour and a half, 2 hours, over, as you might have imagined, the revolution in Iran. So, this is a very small box. It's about an inch and a half. And this is not... Let me grab a box for your viewing pleasure. So here I have Helena's as a comparison from GMT. This is kind of your normal, standard GMT 2-inch box. And this is just that little bit smaller, so you can kind of squeeze it in. I know all of your wargaming shelves are packed, but you can squeeze this one in, I promise. So, great artwork. Let's open it up, and it is a small box, and as such, it is chocked full, like to the brim. So, let's have a look at what we've got here. So we have 2 decks of cards. Let's see, kind of some leader cards. So we've got 2 little decks of cards. Then we have some wooden bits, which we'll take a look at these in here in just a second. So, rulebook. Small little leaflet rulebook that is full of diagrams, but is black and white. But spacing-wise, that's a lot. That was a lot of examples and explanations. There's not a ton of rules. And victory conditions, and then this is an extended example of play. So, great. That walks you through. If you've never played a CDG before, or you've never played this one, you could just go through that extended example of play, but that is a very small amount of rules. This is supposed to be a quick uptake and easy to learn. Then we have a playbook. Always appreciate a playbook in a game, even if it's from a small publisher and they're able to put one in. I know that's an expense, but really, you know, for smaller things, it is a huge consideration. But the fact that they were able to put this in, really, really, really appreciate it. We got a ton of different design notes, strategy notes through planning and stuff, and then historical notes. I don't know if all of these refers to cards, which would be pretty cool. I always like it when you get card explanations, and then a bibliography at the back as well. So, really, really nice piece of history in there. There's like a little sampler. Okay. Interesting. So now we have... There is a sheet of stickers. And these are all round stickers, so those are all going to go on these little wooden discs, of which there are a veritable smorgasbord of colours. And it looks like we got kind of, because it was the Loyalist Republicans, I think, and then it was like the Islamic regime was taking over. So apply these to the tokens, apply these to the back of tokens. So don't just do it willy-nilly. Hopefully there's an explanation for that in the book as well, but these go on one side, these go on the other, and if you fold this over, this is symmetrical with these 6 orange, these 6 orange, all of these green, all of these green, for example. And then there's a few yellow ones down here as well. Note, yellow tokens are single-sided, and white and gold tokens have no stickers. So, pretty decent explanation. Some of this is kind of popping off already, because they cut through, so we're just going to be real careful with those, or we'll sticker all these very small cylinders later. The cylinders, by the way, screw it, let's pop it open. There's a bunch of these. These are nice wood. Gold and white, those are the ones with no stickers. Yellows are single-sided. We've got black, green, and red. There's some little blue ones, some orange ones, and a couple others in there as well. But yep, nice components. Those will be fun to play with. And the production value on those prints is nice, so it'll look very nice to play with. And then sealed for freshness, we have a bunch of white cubes with our 2d6, one red, one white, presumably for each of the players. Alright. Then we have the influence key. When the late era begins, victory scoring, big play cards. We've got turn sequence, stability checks, Royalists activities, and the coalition player activities. I guess that's the sides, I don't know. So that's only one play aid, so you're going to have to share on that one. Here we go. How to apply the stickers to make sure that you get it right. And all the numbers of how many there are. Nice. They kept that separate from the rules, because you do it once and then throw it away, I guess. And the last thing that's in the box is our mat board. And small box, small mat board, it's what you should expect. But we really, really like the mat board. This, I had the opportunity to have my eyes on a prototype copy of this, and this is really nice how this has turned out in the real production. So I thank you very much for printing the names huge on a solid background with a contrasting color on it. Yes, I appreciate that. I'm not trying to pick out the labels on nations where it's a thin typeface over some textured background that's hard to read, especially in a foreign language. So yes, love. CIA event box, Royal Estates, event and activity track. We got leader power, so I presume that our leader, because these big, massive leader cards, and whichever one's in power will be placed in that box, if I could open them, which I seemingly cannot. So let me get some help here real quick. Yoink. Come on. So we got all of these guys. And so those are going to go, that's the leader that's in power. And you're going to support or oppose and probably get your leaders in and out that way. Nationalization, Royalist reserves, coalition reserves, active event for each of the two different players, and a little turn track up here as well. So let's have a quick look at the cards, because this is a CDG. We have an early era and a late era, and I think it might be a little bit more fluid than, oh, you get to a certain turn. I think the era, because there were rules for that in the rulebook, and that's not clearly marked on here, so I think when you change decks might be somewhat fluid and in flux, based on some game state or maybe how many leaders you go through, something like that. So for the early era, the cards are either green, they're either white, or they're red. So white and red for probably each of the players, and I think green might be maybe a neutral one. Maybe. There's only a couple of them, there's not many. But that's your deck of cards. They use real historical photos, which we always appreciate. Just helps to like really bring the events and things to like the forefront of like, okay, this is the scale of what was going on, or this is this particular guy, and here's what he did with his little event. They have an ops value is what we're going to call it. It might be labeled differently, and then an event. And then some of them have like, this is an active event. When you play it, it's going to go down into the active event holding boxes. But yeah, that's your early era, not early war. And then this one, there we go, the late era. These have a different background on them. They're kind of a beige brown type thing. White, green, red. What seems to be interesting. But yeah, same cards. And obviously it's different historical events from the latter part of the period. And maybe stronger, maybe more powerful. Maybe they have a different focus. But that's what you get in this game. A game of which I'm very, very excited to play. So this is 1979 Revolution in Iran. You can get it from the Jim Dietz Foundation. It is available on their website. They have a couple other games. We backed the Kickstarter, and that was like a 3-pack. So they have a racing game, which was just kind of part of it, and then also a game called like, it was like 3 Years War or something like that. But this is one which the designer we know, he's a great designer and he's up and coming, and a topic we've not played anything on, and it's a CDG, so it kind of ticks a lot of boxes for us. So we're back to the Kickstarter and very excited to play this. So that's what you get in the box. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.